Welcome to the Pub Sports Radio MLB Closing Time Show. Saturday, May 15th, Ian Cameron and Conor Mack. We're here to break down the Saturday MLB card. Good to be with you guys. A reminder, too, this is a big day on the channel. There's UFC going on. There's obviously the Preakness Stakes at Pimlico all day long. I mean, the horses are ready. They're already off and running with a lot of the earlier races. Obviously, it's always a huge card on a Triple Crown day. So the live stream's going with the horse folks, Jimmy Razor and company. Check them out right here on the Pub Sports Radio channel after we're done, if you're interested at all in the ponies. Let's get to it, Connor. We've got a baseball slate to analyze and see if we can uncover some winners on this Saturday card. We'll start with the Mets and the Rays. Smith and McClanahan, your pitchers here in this game. We've got the Rays minus 140, home favorites, total 7.5 across the board. This McClanahan's not bad for Tampa Bay. He's pretty impressive, throws hard. He's been solid in this starting role for Kevin Cash early this season. He got into a little bit of home run trouble. I think one or two allowed in his last start against Oakland. But other than that, he pitched relatively well. And before that as well, for this Rays team. We'll see if he can keep it going here. They were able to walk off the Mets with the victory last night. The Mets, though, we always wonder about this lineup, a little bit inconsistent, not always a lineup you can trust here in this game. Facing the lefty McClanahan, will they have success? I'm not so sure. Tampa Bay now all of a sudden starting to pick it up a little bit, now up to 21-19 on the season. I like McClanahan enough that I'm not going against him. Price is not exactly a bargain, minus 140, but I don't want to go against him. I think he's a pretty capable pitcher, and the Rays bullpen, after a tough start to the season, has pitched a little bit better lately. So slight lean to the Rays, but the price is probably where it should be. I'm off this game. Connor, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not on the side either. I am looking at, I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger. It's definitely one of my leans. I circled it earlier. Is the first 5 under 4.5 here, minus 120. I like what I've seen out of McClanahan. Smith is his first career start or second career appearance for the Mets. We'll see what he can do. The Rays, they hit righties, I guess, a little bit better, but they strike out a ton. Yesterday was an under that I probably should have been on in this game. I'm a little worried day game. There could be some runs, but I still lean first 5 under 4.5. I think we can get there with these two pitchers on the mound.
All right, Oakland, Minnesota, Irvin and Berrios on the mound in this matchup here. We've got the Minnesota Twins around minus 140 to 50 home favorites, 8.5 the total in this game. This is the game I think you could look first 5 under potentially. I like Irvin. Last start wasn't his best, but he was really rolling prior to it. I got into some rough waters a little bit last time. Really more than anything, it was one big hit that got him. Other than that, I thought he was pretty solid in that last start against the Rays. A capable pitcher, a lefty against this Twins team. The Twins have been pretty solid against lefties. That's the one concern I guess you'd have. That's the one little, where I take a step back and maybe rethink it. But I would still lean first 5 under, and Berrios on the other side for the Twins. 3.49 ERA. The Twins lineup definitely up and down, not consistent one game to the next. And I think they're probably going to struggle a little against Irvin. And on the flip side, I think Berrios, especially here at Target Field, that's where he's been pretty solid most of his career, can probably end up getting through a couple of turns through Oakland pretty well. So I definitely am interested at least in the first 5 under. How about you, Conor? A's, Twins.
Yeah, love these two pitchers. I'm on the first 5 under as well. We're getting a 4.5 at minus 115. I think there's a little bit of value. I like Berrios, and I mean, this is the guy for the Twins at home, but at minus 140, I don't want. They need to stop the bleeding. I think I'm just going to be on the first 5 under here, 4.5, but I'd lean A's here. Why not? Irvin's on the mound. They're plus 130. That's the only way I'd look till the Twins start going. So, yeah, there's no way. Even though I like Berrios at minus 140, I just can't do it. The A's have hit him okay. A lot of 3 for 13, 3 for 10. Chapman's got a homer. Mitch Moreland's 4 for 9 with a bomb. The guy we talked about yesterday. My homer guy just missed it. But Piscotty. So we'll see if they can get some hits off Berrios. But I still think it's a low-scoring one. I like these two pitchers. Lean A's at plus money. And go full game with this Twins bullpen. Don't go first 5 with A's. Go full game. And definitely first 5 under 4.5, minus 115.
Yeah, exactly. That's some of these games you want the full game and play instead because you figure they're actually a team that does have a decent bullpen, and that could be the case there. Angels Red Sox next game on the slate here. Bundy and Martin Perez on the mound in this one. Right now, the Angels slight road favorites at Fenway, minus 120, 9.5 the total. I didn't know this until I saw it. Against left-handed starters, the LA Angels are on a 20-8 run to the over. In their last 28 games against lefty starters, 20-8 to the over. So that's a pretty significant stat right there. And of course, they're facing one here this afternoon with Martin Perez of the Red Sox, who's been blah, I guess is the way you could say. He's been all right at times. He's been serviceable at times, and then he's been very, very hittable also in a couple of starts. 4.01 ERA. I think it's a good matchup here. Some of these Angels hitters against Perez, when you look at it, David Fletcher's hit him hard. Justin Upton's hit him hard. That could be some trouble there with those two hitters in particular. Believe it or not, Trout's been less than stellar, 8 for 31, 258 against Perez, but at least he's seen him a lot. And that could be a benefit to Trout here against Perez. Remember all of those years in Texas for Martin Perez, when obviously the same division. The Angels have probably seen him more than a lot of other teams. On the flip side, you got Dylan Bundy kind of going in the other wrong direction here. 5.03 ERA. That is a trouble spot. Xander Bogaerts is a big-time trouble spot. You want to talk about player props I'll be betting today? Xander Bogaerts' total bases and home run, 100%. 10 for 33, 2 home runs, 303 average lifetime against Dylan Bundy. And again, familiarity from his Baltimore days when Bundy pitched there for a long time. So Xander Bogaerts is definitely a player prop I'm hitting with this game. Total bases and his home run prop, because he's had 2 of them in the past in 33 at-bats against Bundy. I like the over here. Again, 20-8 angle on our side, 20-8 to the over for the Angels. Their last 28 against a lefty starter. See if we can ride that to another high-scoring over here with these two today. Conor, what's your thoughts here, Angels, Red Sox?
Yeah, I think we can get here today with the over. My guy Al Bundy has just been not very good this year, and he's been getting touched everywhere. Perez hasn't been well either. Both guys looking for their first win of the year. Bundy 0-4, Perez 0-2. I see runs as well. You could go team total. I'd bump it around. I usually like doing team totals. I gotta have it lower than minus 120, or at least plus money. I like on these team totals, so I just go full game. Maybe both teams score here, and I'd stick with the Sox. You're gonna tell me the Angels, Bundy is gonna be minus 112, 115 on the road? No way. Give me the Red Sox plus 105 here. And yeah, Bogaerts. I think Trout could have a day-to-day too. Angels struggle a little bit against lefties, but Perez is a guy you can get right maybe a little bit, and they could score 4 or 5 at least today.
All right. Yeah, we like runs to be scored here. I like that Xander Bogaerts. I love the way Jerry Remy says it on the Boston Red Sox broadcasts on Nesson. Xander Bogaerts. Yeah, I like his player props today for the Boston Red Sox here in this one, given his track record against Dylan Bundy. All right, next game on the slate. We move along here to another game where I think we have 2 suspect starters here. The Cubs and the Tigers, Trevor Williams, Jose Urena. The Cubs minus 140, road favorites here. The total 9 across the board. The Cubs lineup, they battled some injuries this week. Couple of key bats. Nico Horner has been banged up this week. Couple of others as well. But there's a chance they could be a lot more at full strength with Horner potentially in the lineup based on the projected lineup today. Chris Bryant was ill earlier this week, but it looks like he's in there today potentially as well. So could be more of a full-strength Cub lineup today to face Jose Urena, who to me still isn't anything great. 3.6 ERA, 1-4 on the season. He's pitched a little bit better, but he's had some weaker offenses, weaker lineups to hit in the last couple of starts he's made. We'll have to see how he fares here against the Cubs. On the flip side, you got Trevor Williams, 5.81 ERA. Nothing to write home about for him. He's actually done very well against Detroit. That's a little concerning that not a lot of success for some of these Tigers against him. But still, his current form is not that great. On the flip side, you've got 7 for 14 and a home run for Rizzo against Urania. Jock Peterson, 3 for 7, 429 against Urania. There's a couple sticks have had some big time success here facing this guy in the past. With this total now 8.5, I think if it was 9 or 9.5 or higher, I'd probably lay off the total because you are still talking about a Cubs offense that's been a little bit flighty and a Tigers offense that sometimes they can get shut down. But now with this total pretty much widely available, 8.5 now in a lot of spots, I'm now probably going to bite on the over now because 4-4 cashes your ticket. Can these two teams get to 4 runs? I think it's possible. I'm going to go over 8.5 here. What do you think, Connor, with Cubs Tigers?
Yeah, I lean that way too. Like you said, at least it's under 9. Williams hasn't been good. He's never really good on the road. This year he's 0-2 with over a 10 ERA. Urania, not really good either. Not much success against this Cubs team when he pitched with the Marlins. I got to go with the Cubs again, and I'd go full game just because the Tigers' bullpen's bad. So I roll with the Cubs again, run line. It's not one of my favorite looks, but I'd go Cubs. They won a few. Take them run line plus money. And you mentioned it, Rizzo, 7-14 with a home run. I think his total bases, hits, maybe a home run prop for him today. I lean over. I don't know if I get there this game. I don't know if I want to take Cubs run line. It's down the card a little bit, but I'd lean over if I had to take the over here.
All right, there we go. Lean to the over here for Connor Mack. Next up, we've got the San Francisco Giants and Pittsburgh Pirates. Johnny Cueto, Tyler Anderson. Johnny Cueto didn't look right in his last start returning against, I believe it was the Padres. He really didn't pitch well, and he didn't look right. He didn't look healthy. So keep an eye on that. There may be still something wrong with him. And I think the betting markets are kind of sniffing this out because the Giants open minus 135 road favorites. They're down now to minus 115. So Pittsburgh money's been coming in here. 7.5 the total in this game. Like I said, when Cueto's on his game, he can still pitch well. I don't know if he's fully right. That last start, something looked off with Johnny Cueto. There were times when he was just all over the place. It was not a good one after that 10-day injured list stint for him. We'll have to wait and see. Three innings, he gave up a couple of home runs, 4 runs in that second inning. Can he get back on track here? That remains to be seen. He does have good numbers historically from all those years in Cincinnati pitching against Pittsburgh. Can he keep it going here? Tyler Anderson, though, I'll tell you what, this guy has been a very pleasant surprise for this Pirates rotation. He was not good at all with the Rockies, maybe just the Coors Field effect. Just couldn't pitch well for that team and in that ballpark. But a 3.05 ERA for him in 7 starts this season. Solid, just rock solid for Tyler Anderson. He's now on a streak of 5 straight starts with 2 runs or fewer allowed. So he's definitely doing something right here going into this start here. And again, with my concerns that I have for Cueto, I'm still not 100% sure he's fully healthy with the way he pitched in that last start returning from the injured list. I think a Pittsburgh first 5 full game split, at least to me, is in order. That's the way I'm going to look toward in this game here. What do you think, C-Mac, Giants, Pirates?
Yeah, we'll see what Cueto can do. Yeah, after being on the IL, he didn't look good, giving up those couple homers. He has pitched well in his career against the Pirates. I got to keep going to it. I hope Cueto pitches well. This is one I kind of zeroed in. These Giants and Pirates, these first 5 unders have just been going crazy. These teams don't hit very well. I still lean that way as long as Cueto can have a decent start. Anderson had a really good start against the Cubs last time. So I lean first 5 under here, and I'm with you. I'd lean the Pirates a bit at plus money. I don't want the Giants on the road. And this game, not many props to look out for. Crawford's got a home run. Buster Posey has one, but they're both like 3 for 11, 3 for 14. So nothing on the player prop in this one.
All right, definitely. And I'm definitely looking at Pittsburgh. I think they've got a shot. I mean, I don't know if Cueto's fully where he needs to be right now after what I saw last time out. Yankees and Orioles, Domingo Germán and Jorge Lopez, your matchup here. Yankees, road chalk, minus 160 range, 9 the total. Getting bailed out by a little Gio Urshela pinch hit 3-run home run made me happy with the Yankee team total getting there thanks to that. Very, very nice to see that. Yankees end up getting the job done yesterday against Baltimore. Let's give Herman credit. Best start of the season by far last Sunday in that start that he had against Washington. Outstanding. 6 scoreless innings, 6 strikeouts, 6.1 innings, gave them length, shut out the Nationals. That's about as good as you could ask for. So very good sign for him after that outing. And, he is trending in a better direction. Last 3 starts, he shut out Baltimore in 7. He 3 runs in 4 runs, 4 hits in 5 innings against Houston. And then, of course, he had the terrific, he had 6 scoreless frames, and then he gave up the 2-run home run in the 7th. So he did give up 2 runs, but they were in the 7th, 6.1 innings. It was still a much better start overall for Domingo Herman last week. So fascinating to see if he can keep this going. But, he looks like he's starting to get his shit together a little bit. So I'm a little bit hesitant, a little bit reluctant here to, step in front of Herman here in this start. And I'm certainly not in a rush to bet against him with Jorge Lopez. 5.63 ERA this season for the Baltimore Orioles. Like with so many of these Baltimore starters, they're really only in there because they've got no other options. It's been an up and down start. He's been better lately, but he's not given them length. He's gone 4.2, 5.2 innings in a lot of these games. He has kept teams to 2 runs or less in 3 straight, including the Yankees. So can he keep it going here? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe you could get away with a first 5 under here if Lopez can. He's not going to go deep, but if he can get you a turn or 2 through the rotation or through the lineup, perhaps this game could stay low scoring, because I think there's some positive signs starting to show with Herman. He's put that nonsense that's taking place off the field with him, that scandal, and I think they're trying to move past that. And I think he's trying to, and he's worked on his tweaked his arsenal, tweaked his deliveries, been really working with the pitching coach, and you can tell it's paying a little bit of dividends. So maybe a first 5 under lean, but I'm scared to actually pull the trigger, especially with Lopez involved, because I figure he could blow up at any minute. What do you think, Conor? Yankees, Orioles?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to just stay away. Like talked about yesterday, me and the Yankees don't get along. I stayed off the team total yesterday. Maybe today it gets over 4.5. I think I'm just going to stay all away from this game. Lopez has had some success. He pitched well his last time out against the Red Sox. I was kind of shocked. I mean, Brett Gardner's 4 for 9. LeMahieu's 3 for 9. But other than that, he's done a pretty good job. Maybe look to Judge. He's heating up. Maybe a prop for him. And Herman's done pretty well against the Orioles. These Orioles as well. Don't love it. Yankees minus 150 with Herman. Nothing there. I have had no success betting him. You think they'd get to Lopez here, the Yankees, but hey, take it at your own risk if you want to take them run line here, the Yankees at plus 105.
Yeah, I agree with that, no doubt. Kansas City White Sox. We've got Mike Minor, Carlos Rodon on the mound here in this one. White Sox minus 190, home favorites. The total 8 in this game. Man alive, I'm telling you what right now. I hope this game gets played. 24% chance of rain, because I don't want our chance to back the White Sox against a lefty starter to go off into the sunset here, and we lose our opportunity here. But you know where I'm going. Obviously, like the numbers are insane at this point. We've talked about it ad nauseum. I'm going to keep it brief. You know what the White Sox do against lefties. They average over 7 runs per game against lefties. Their win-loss record is outstanding. This is just simply a White Sox first 5 laying a half run, White Sox run line, and team total over 4.5 for me with the White Sox. We're just going full bore, because take advantage. Take advantage of all the different methods and paths you can take to back the White Sox in these situations. First 5, laying the half a run. Run line minus 1.5 at around plus 110. And also the team total is the one I like the most. It's the one I've always been on when they face a lefty starter. And Mike Minor's not even a good lefty starter. They'll mash. Yeah. They should. That's all they do. That's all the White Sox do, is they just mash lefties. Wash, rinse, repeat. So there you go. 3 White Sox bets. First 5, half a run. Full game run line. Team total over 4.5. Conor, what do you think?
Boom. Can't say it any better. I'm on it as well. No messing around here. That's just keeps working. They just keep killing lefties. First 5, full game, team total. I almost want to look. I have the 3 bets there because I almost wanted to look -2.5 at +185. I'm probably going to hold back from doing that. But this is those weird spots where I don't use it a lot, or an alternate line. I just not big on Minor. He's not even, like you talked about, a decent lefty that I like to back. Maybe look to the Royals, a player prop. Santana's 10 for 30 with a homer. And anybody on the White Sox you want to put on. Minor's had a little bit of success, but not. He hasn't faced them too much. They've only had a few at bats, but I think the White Sox roll. Same thing, all 3 bets. You muted?
Yeah, what can you say about Brodon? 5 and 0.58 ERA. That's the one thing that concerns me. I know there's some guys for the Royals that have hit him well, but he's not being hit at all right now. He has been beyond outstanding for the White Sox, and we'll see if he can keep it going here today. Atlanta, Milwaukee. Ian Anderson, Battle of Andersons, Mr. Anderson. Ian Anderson versus Brett Anderson here. Atlanta -120, road favorites, 8 the total. Much needed victory last night for the Atlanta Braves against the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll see if they can keep it going here. I don't know about it, though. Brett Anderson, I'm not a huge Brett Anderson fan, but he's a crafty veteran. You always wonder if he's still got something left in the tank. But Atlanta's just beyond bad against lefties. They are at or near the bottom in Major League Baseball as a team, batting average against lefty pitching. I just can't. I cannot take Atlanta against lefties until something changes. They have been repeatedly shut down by a southpaw throughout this season. So probably a game I'm staying off completely because I'm not sure Milwaukee hits Ian Anderson all that much. I like him. Maybe a first 5 under here. Again, I know it's Brett Anderson. He can be sketchy, but Atlanta does not hit lefties. They're the polar opposite of the White Sox. It's like you're talking about two completely different situations here. The White Sox kill lefties, and the Braves can't hit their way out of a wet paper bag against them. So I would look first 5 under here. What do you think, Connor, with Atlanta, Milwaukee?
Yep, I'm zeroing in here. The Brewers and how bad the Braves are against lefties. Give me the first 5 under 4 at -115. Anderson's probably the Braves' best pitcher. I just couldn't yesterday. I wish I was on the Braves +120, but I couldn't back Smiley. I was just worried. But hey, even he shut down this Brewers team that's just has no offense right now. Can't hit anything. So yeah, give me the first 5 under 4 here, -115. I'm just going to stick with that.
Yes, I agree with that. Definitely that first 5 under. Texas, Houston, Dane Dunning, Luis Garcia here on the mound. We have Houston -170, home favorites. This total's been bet down a little bit, all the way to 8 now. I kind of agree. I mean, this could be a first 5 under as well. It's scary with Houston right now. They are just mashing, but they mash lefties a little bit more than righties, and this is a pretty solid pitcher here for the Texas Rangers. I kind of like Dane Dunning a little bit and the way he's pitched. And look, Houston's never faced him, so that's an advantage pitcher. Luis Garcia's been decent, 3.6 ERA. Hasn't gotten always run support or luck on his side, but he hasn't pitched terribly. This could be a lower scoring start. Look, we had a slugfest last night. I was on that over. I liked it with Texas Houston. We talked about it yesterday with Wes Anderson for the Rangers and Greinke for Houston, that game could see some runs in it. I think this could be the opposite. And again, after an extreme high scoring game, sometimes you get that lower scoring game the next time out, especially early. And I think these two pitchers are capable enough where we could see, 2-1, 3-1 after the first 5. So first 5 under for me. What do you think, Connor? Houston, Texas.
This one's interesting. I think I'm going to stay away. It may be a game where you could get decent plus money here on the first 5 with the Rangers, +140 or so. Garcia is still looking for his first win. Hasn't been that great. Maybe they can get to him a little bit, the Rangers. You're right. There might not be runs, or there could be. The Astros are just hitting. It almost makes me want to go back to their team total over 4.5 at +100. I'm really thinking about it. Dunning's been pretty good, lone bright spot in the rotation for the Rangers. Gibson's been okay too. But I'd lean Rangers if you want a little plus money first 5. I think the Astros in the end can score. I lean their team total. It's a stay away. What am I doing? I'm talking in circles. I'm off it. Fuck.
There you go. Sometimes that's what I do. I talk in circles when I'm going back and forth on a game, and I end up not having a bet or an opinion on it. That's what I do. I talk and talk around and round and round, and I say, you know what? Nothing. Move on to the next one. Yeah, which is what we're doing now. Philadelphia, Toronto, Nola, K. Your pitching matchup here in this one. We've got the Phillies minus 140 road favorites in Dunedin. Total 9.5 in this game. We've got Anthony K. is nothing to write home about. He was hit around the last time. He's got a spot start, 4 runs in 4 innings against the Oakland Athletics. Second appearance of the season. It was his second appearance of the season. Didn't pitch well. We'll see how he fares. He's now allowed 8 runs in 7.1 innings, so not great at all. Eventually he's not going to be in this rotation once Nate Pearson finally gets right again for the Jays and is back in it. Jays lost yesterday to Philly 5-1, so they get cooled off a little bit after a red-hot run. Not really in a rush to back K. I'm not in a rush to lay minus 140 either with Nola. I'll say this about Nola. Last start was not a good one for him. Not a great one at all. 5 runs, 5 hits, 4 innings of work. And in fact, 3 of his last 4 starts, he's kind of labored. 3 runs against St. Louis in 6 innings, 4 runs allowed to Colorado in 7 innings. The only really quality, terrific start he had was the 1 run allowed to Milwaukee, who can't hit their way out of a wet paper bag most of the season. So, I got concerns about Nola against this hot-hitting, good Blue Jays team to the point where I think I might lean over here. You're getting a discounted number here in this little bitty ballpark because of Nola being on the mound, a perceived ace. These totals have been 10.5, 11 all season in Dunedin. Now we see a 9.5 because Nola's on the mound. You're getting that name brand discount. As I like to say, we're going to the grocery store. We're going to the bargain bin here, thanks to Aaron Nola being on the shelf, so to speak. And we're going to get a nice little discount bargain rate at the store. That's what I see with this over. I like it, 9.5 over the total. Connor, what do you think? Nola and K, Philly, Toronto.
I agree. I think it can get over. It didn't yesterday. This game, it pissed me off. I think there could have been easily 11 or 12 runs. No key hits anywhere. I think the Phillies can hit K. He's not very good. His ERA is 10 right now. I think they can touch him up. And Nola hasn't looked good, especially on the road. I don't like backing him, not at minus 140. In this game, I looked to the full game over. Both team totals here. Jays over 4.5 at plus money. And the Phillies, I know it's 5.5, but it's plus 110. I'd look that way as well if you just want to go with one team here with the team total plus money.
Yeah, look at these Nola road starts this year. 3 runs or more in every road start this season for Aaron Nola. So if he gives up 3 or more, I think Philly's going to get 4, maybe even 5 against K, and it's going to be a bullpen day after that for the Jays. So I think 9.5 is reachable, absolutely, for this game to get to 10 or more and get over the total. Cincinnati, Colorado, Maley and Chacin in this matchup. Cincinnati minus 180 road favorite, 10.5 the total. Be careful here, 30% chance of rain. Could see a delay or this game postponed. We don't know yet. We'll have to wait closer to first pitch. These are 2 offenses that are obviously killing the opposing pitchers in this series. I don't know if that changes. Maley's the one guy that would be reluctant. Like, I've been on the over the first 2 games. I don't think I will bet it tonight. I lean still to the over, but I do like Maley a little bit. And Connor knows that. You guys watch the show all season know that. I've been high on Tyler Maley. I think he's a capable pitcher. He's got a 3.0 ERA, rock solid this season. Obviously, Chacin, I don't feel that same way. 5.84 ERA for him. It's definitely an advantage for Cincinnati. I just don't want to lay this price. I lean over, but I respect Maley enough to not bet it. Plus, there could be some rain in the forecast, so probably a game I stay off. What do you think, Connor? Reds, Rockies?
Yeah, I'm going to stay off as well. The Reds, on the road, minus 170. Run lines, minus 115. Maybe you get there with the team totals. It's 11 at even money. There's been a bunch of runs the first 2 games. I'm just going to stay away. I know the Rockies at plus money. I kind of want to think of taking them first 5, but I'm not going to pull a trigger. I'm just going to pass here. Player props, though, you can look around. If you think there's going to be runs again, look around. You can get a few guys for the Reds and the Rockies.
Yeah, definitely. Shop around. Maybe a player prop game, if anything. Washington, Arizona. Yeah, Joe Ross on the mound here for the Nationals in this one. We've got, it looks like we've got Seth Frankoff for Arizona. Washington minus 120, road favorites. The total's been steaming up 9 to 9.5. And now I'm even seeing it could be 10. And there's probably the roof open again at Chase Field. That's got to be the case. Every time the roof is open at Chase Field in Arizona, we see the total go up. And that's probably an indication that it is going to go up here. Seth Frankoff, look, he's 32 years old, getting the start here for Arizona. Luke Weaver has been bumped back to Sunday. Madison Bumgarner, pushing him back. Zach Gallen, is injured, so they've got to shuffle the rotation a little bit. Torey Lovello, Matt Peacock moving back to the bullpen. This guy was a 27th round pick 11 years ago for the Oakland Athletics. That's all you need to know. This guy this is a desperation start for Arizona. They got no other options. And he's allowed 7 runs in 4.2 big league innings in his career, all in relief. 7 runs in 4.2 innings. I mean, this guy, there's a reason too. It's not just the roof. I don't think anybody expects him to pitch well today here against this Washington team. They came to life finally. That lineup last night against Riley Smith. And look, they hit a bad pitcher. I think Frankoff's probably a lot like Riley Smith, very hittable. So it should be another day where you get success from this Washington lineup. On the flip side, you've got Joe Ross on the mound for the Nationals, who's coming off actually a pretty solid start last time out. 2 runs allowed in 5 innings against the Yankees. I thought he pitched pretty well. It's never easy to pitch against the Yankees. I don't care how up and down their lineup's been. It's never easy to face the Yankees, but he pitched good in that start. You actually look at him on the road here, Connor. Shut out the Dodgers, shut out the Cardinals, 1 run to the Mets, and 2 runs allowed in 5 innings to the Yankees. He's actually pitched very, very well. I don't usually look at a full game run line very often, but this is a game that could really, really, really get away here from Washington. I know the money line I'm definitely going to be on the Nats money line here. I might even go run line. I think they could extend the margin. Arizona's bullpen is not only not great, but they've been worked beyond belief. They're taxed, they're gassed, they're fatigued. This could get away from Arizona once again tonight. So I like Washington money line, and I might go with the run line just for a rare extra value shot as well. What do you think here, C-Mac? Nats taking on the D-backs.
Yeah, Ross has pitched well lately. And in 3 career starts, he's 2-0 with a 1.17 ERA against the D-backs. And he's pitched well on the road. I don't love going with teams. I mean, they just scored 17 runs. I always am a little hesitant.
Yeah, they emptied the well, and they got nothing left in the artillery and the
I'm always Yep, I'm always I'm always a little gun shy, but Seth Frankoff, I gotta think they can get 5 off this guy. I lean towards their team total over 4.5, and I'm with you. If you're taking the Nats, I'd go run line here with that plus 125. I think they can get a few. I'd rather have Ross on the mound to back me up. I think the full game, it's just going way up. Maybe wait if you think it's going over, get a 10. The over 9.5 right now is minus 125. So I don't know if I'm playing this one, but I lean the team total over and the Nats run line. I'm with you here. I like it at plus money.
Yeah, I'll probably have a little over as well in this game, just because, with Ross, sometimes these outdoor venues and where the wind's blowing out or the ball carries a little bit more. Or sometimes he does give up the home run ball a little bit. That's always been his little bit of a nemesis. So maybe that shows up here today, even against Arizona. St. Louis and San Diego. Wainwright and Paddock here in this matchup. We've got San Diego minus 130 to minus 140, home favorites in this one at Petco, 7 the total. That's about as aggravated as I've been watching a lineup in a while. Last night, watching this St. Louis team have a million fulfillion chances to get to Joe Musgrove and a million chances to get, basically 6 or 7 runs in the first few innings of that game. And they strand the bases loaded. They leave 2 on base with nobody out in the 5th inning. And I'm like, what the hell? They're just not going to score. They're just not going to come up with a clutch hit, with guys on base tonight. Thankfully, Tyler O'Neill, my fellow Canadian, we have our nationality we're similar in nationality. We're not similar in physique. That's about where the parallels end. But he gets the big 2-run home run for St. Louis to get us at least over the team total and at least get us the full game over, which was Connor's best bet on yesterday's show. But I fall short with the first 5 and full game money line on St. Louis. Sometimes you got to, when you always have to do the post-mortem, the autopsy on all your bets after the game ends, and you got to look back and say what was a bad bet that lost and what was a good bet that lost. Because some of the losses are good bets, and you just don't get the breaks, you don't get the luck. That was a good bet that lost, I thought. St. Louis first 5 in full game. They had their chances to crack Musgrove. We liked the success they had, and they just didn't get that one clutch hit. But at least they got the team total and the full game over. We got Adam Wainwright here. I don't like him on the road. You guys know that. I'd rather have him at Busch Stadium pitching than on the road. Adam Wainwright is just, at the tail end of his career. He's going to be 40 years old very soon. He was excellent, or pretty good, I would say, at least in his last start against Colorado. 8.1 shutout innings against the Rockies. Very, very strong from Wainwright in that game. I don't know if he could keep it up, though. He had to extend himself. He doesn't pitch 8.1 innings in a game very often these days. So this could be a little bit of a down spot for him, I think. And now he's going on the road where remember, he had that one road start against Cincinnati. He gave up 6 runs. So be careful. I mean, on the road the last couple of years, he's been a lot more hittable, Wainwright, than pitching at Busch Stadium. On the flip side, we've got Chris Paddock on the mound, who actually pitched 3 scoreless innings, against the Giants last Sunday. Pitched better, but look, he was expected to have a short start because he missed that following the previous week due to injury. We'll see if he can sustain it and continue to improve, but still 4.78 ERA overall this season is still not good. We'll have to wait and see. His advanced numbers actually aren't that bad, but he's one of those guys where his advanced numbers often look pretty decent, and yet he still gets hit. So I think he is what he is at this point. The way I see it, and Conor and I talked about this game before the show started, 7 is a very doable total in my mind to see this one go over. I mean, at 7, all you need is at least 3 runs from both sides, and you get a push at the worst case. I think that's very manageable here. So the over is where I'm looking in this game. Conor, what do you think? St. Louis, San Diego.
I agree. Wainwright's starting to pitch well, but I really like him at home, like you talked about. He hasn't done too well on the road. Day game at Petco. It's a night game. It's a 5 o'clock. It's twilight kind of game. I'm over a 7 here, even money. I'm with you. Paddock has not good. He's one of the worst Padre pitchers. He's 1-3 with almost a 5 ERA, and there's signs of both sides, that could hit here. Arenado, who was choked last night, but he's 4 for 6 with a homer. Goldschmidt's got a homer. Yachty's 3 for 6. I think there's runs again. I like the Cards at plus 120. I think there's value there. But I think they drove me nuts yesterday. You talked about the Cardinals team total over 3.5 is plus 115. And if you kind of like the over, I kind of like that. I'd go with that maybe instead of the Cardinals, just in case they lose this game to the Padres. So give me the Cardinals team total over 3.5, and I'm going to go over full game over the 7. I just think it's too low with these 2 pitchers on the mound.
All right, we have the Cleveland Indians and the Seattle Mariners, even money both sides, total 8.5, shaded to the under. I'm telling you right now, I'm passing on this game. I'm not in a rush to get back involved with this series. And you talk about analyzing your bets, win or lose after the fact, and knowing what a loss is, and maybe some bad luck, bad fortune. I cannot say that about my Cleveland call yesterday. And if you're doing yourself a disservice as a bettor if you say to yourself, "Oh, I had Cleveland. Well, just some bad luck, bad breaks." No, it was a bad read. It was a horrendous read. It was a bad bet. It was a terrible call on my part with Cleveland yesterday. And you're only going to get better doing this every day unless you accept that and you're willing to admit, hey, I fucked up. It was a bad bet. It was a bad call. I didn't get it right. I got it dead wrong. And that's exactly what happened with Cleveland yesterday. Savali didn't have his good stuff. And look, Flexen shut down Cleveland, and I wasn't sure that would be the case. And the Seattle bullpen pitched well, and that's not always the case. Cleveland really didn't do much against them later in the game. So that's the way it goes sometimes. You're just going to have a bad read, and you got to admit that. Be willing to say, hey, I got this wrong. Here's where I went wrong. Try to be better next time out. That's what you got to do. And that's the difference. St. Louis, I felt I had some bad luck, bad breaks. They couldn't hit in the clutch. This one was just bad. Bad bet, bad read on my part with Cleveland. And these 2 pitchers confound the hell out of me. I mean, Tristan McKenzie on his best day for Cleveland, he can really spin it. and he can really be good, but he's had walk issues, consistency issues. Same thing with Sheffield. When he's on his best game, he could really mow you down. But sometimes he gets hit. Sometimes he leaves his pitches up in the zone. Sometimes he loses the strike zone. So all kinds of, up and down issues that I have with these two guys. Want no part of this game. Connor, hopefully you have something better than I do here. Cleveland, see.
I'm going to stay off here as well. I lean towards the first 5 under 4.5, but it's at minus 120. Pushed yesterday. I was on the first 5 under. Sheffield got rocked last time out. I had him with the Rangers. Mariners took the lead, and then he gave up like 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th. So I don't want him. And McKenzie pitched well his last time out. He's got extra rest here today, but he's an up and down guy. He can walk, 7 guys one day, and another game, throw 5 or 6 scoreless. So it's a stay away for me as well. I want nothing to do with that. I lean the first 5 under 4.5, but I don't know what I'm going to get with the pitchers. So I got to stay away.
Yeah, been there, as you just stated, been there, done that already with Justice Sheffield in his last start against Texas, and we saw what happened there. Blown up in the and I was on that too. That Seattle Texas, it was the last Sunday, first 5. I remember it. Blown up. It was cruising along nicely, and then just blown up, done in a blink of an eye. Frustrated. That whole day was a disaster. I better be careful. Tomorrow, here we go again. We're going to come up to a Sunday, and Sundays have been brutal for me all season. I'm scaling back. I'm done. I'm done going my usual high volume on a Sunday in MLB. I'm tightening the belt tomorrow. You better believe it. Couple of plays, isolate what I really like, and stick to that tomorrow, because Sundays have just been, kryptonite to me. Miami and LA Dodgers next up, final game. Holloway taking on Bauer in this game tonight. We've got the Dodgers here minus 300 favorites, total 7.5. I don't know if it'll be Holloway actually. Miami is uncertain about the starter. They had Jordan Holloway penciled in initially. He'll probably be involved in some form. Could be a bullpen day, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. This would be his first. It actually isn't his first big league start. It was his second big league start. His first one was last week against Arizona. 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 3.2 innings. Nothing to write home about. He got into trouble right away in the first inning. We'll have to wait and see. He had pitched well out of the bullpen, but clearly struggled in that starter's role last time out. Still has a 1.98 ERA on the season overall. Trevor Bauer, rock solid, 2.5 ERA. Lost the last game against the Angels, but not his fault. They just didn't give him run support. 2 runs allowed in 6 innings of work, had 9 strikeouts against the Angels. So he continues to pitch pretty well for the most part here for this LA Dodgers team. You look at results as well. Some of these Marlins have had success against him, namely Miguel Rojas, 2 for 5, Adam Duvall, 2 for 6, Corey Dickerson, 3 for 9. So keep your eye on that. But still, I don't know what we're going to get from Holloway, assuming he's the starter. And look, the Dodgers now, I'm officially not gung-ho to bet against them. They're revving it up. The offense in the lineup are coming to life a little bit. The way they just hammered our boy, Sandy Alcantara last night, really, really impressive by the LA Dodgers. And look, when the lineup is on, they can do that to even good pitchers, the LA Dodgers. And we saw that last night. So probably a pass game for me. Connor, you with the Marlins and Dodgers, what do you like?
Yeah, Leroy, I kind of lean that way, but that game, I'm just going to stay away from the Rangers, Astros. I was kind of looking at Astros team total over 4.5, but he had me going every which way there. That was the game we talked about earlier. I went Dodgers, huge number here. You can't take it. I'd be on the Marlins or nothing. I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe look at a Bauer strikeout prop. I know it's not up yet. Haven't seen it. It's probably 9.5. I'm getting 8.5. He's pitched well at Dodger Stadium, 2-0 with a 1.38 ERA. So, and if you think the Dodgers are getting hot, take the alternate line, maybe the minus 2.5 if you thinking with any value there. I mean, the bats are starting to wake up. And there's Maxwell Smart. He's going with Max Muncy. He's finally heating up like we talked about. So, yeah, maybe roll with him with the player prop. Duvall's had a homer off Bauer. A lot of 2 for 9, 3 for 9, Dickerson. not a whole lot of stuff going on with the Marlins hitters.
Yeah, it's a small sample size. That's what you're always concerned about for sure when you're just looking at less than double-digit at-bats against a certain pitcher, no doubt. All right, great analysis, Connor. We'll wrap the show up in just a second. Reminder, flip over to the horse stream if you're interested in the ponies. They're rocking and rolling all day throughout the Preakness Stakes at Pimlico. Check them out if you're interested. The crew there, they'll have you covered with the Preakness Stakes today. We'll get to best bets in just a second. Before we do that, we pause as we always do at this time of the show for a message from Manscaped. There it is, Manscaped, promo code PubSports. Check them out, mybookie.ag as well. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit there at mybookie.ag. Get involved with NHL, NBA, and Major League Baseball daily, UFC as well, and plenty more. Much more, mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. All right, best bet time for this Saturday MLB card. Conor, Mac, start with you. What do you like for best bet today?
We talked about it. God, I like a bunch here. But we got the triple up. I guess give me team total just in case. I want the Royals minor. I want their bullpen. Give me the over 4.5. It's plus 105. I can't believe it's plus money with the White Sox. So team total over 4.5 plus 105 White Sox.
Yeah, hopefully it's candy, like taking candy from a baby once again with the Chicago White Sox. Team total over 4.5 at plus money as well, plus price with that. That is Conor Mac's best bet for this Saturday MLB card. My best bet is for this card. When I look at it, I'm checking the list here. There's a couple totals that have moved. I'm going back to a total today for sure. I'm not going to get involved. I'm going to go to LA Angels, Boston Red Sox over 9.5, minus 110. Bundy and Perez. That's a 20-8 angle to the over for the Angels against left-handed starters. And of course, they're facing one today on Martin Perez. So 20-8 angle to the over on my side with this bet. Angels should hit Perez. I think on the flip side, Bundy is going in the wrong direction. And this ballpark, not exactly tailored to him. He's a fly ball guy, and you worry about some of those pitches leaving the yard. Oh, and I could have made this best bet too. I was close to making this best bet. Xander Bogaerts, total bases. That is the player prop I absolutely love today. What is it? 10 for 33, 11 for 33 against Bundy. A couple of home runs as well. Sprinkle on that home run prop too, around I think plus 375. Bogaerts to hit a home run. Definitely worth a look. Angels, Red Sox for me, over 9.5. That'll be my best bet for this Saturday MLB card. One thing I like too is Matt Barnes, who's been an awesome closer this year for the Red Sox. He's been lights out. He worked yesterday, and sometimes you're not available the next day. So that bullpen could be a little bit more spotty for Boston if Matt Barnes, their closer, is unavailable to pitch today. So it's another factor I like for the over. So there you go, over 9.5, Angels, Red Sox. Yeah, Connor, you wanted to say one more thing?
No, I agree with you. That's what I'll do for my jack of the day. I'll go Bogaerts. I also like, it's tough, Goldschmidt, Arenado. Give me Arenado. Those two guys, home run props on those two. Just missed yesterday with Hoskins and Moreland, but doubles. Didn't get out of the yard, but my two Jack Cities for the day.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're not going to hit the home run props every day, though. I caution you. So you sprinkle on it.
Definitely. It's just I like to do it at the end of the show. It's a big show.
Yeah, exactly.
Big show prop.
Yeah, big show. Yeah, it's the jack of the day, of course. Yeah, big show. See, we aim to please. Big Show wants that in the show. We'll give it. We'll provide that.
Got it.
All right, great show, guys. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Like the viewership on a Saturday and Sunday on the weekend when sometimes people are busy, it's insane. Like over 100 people watching live at this time of the day on a Saturday. Sure. Impressive. Thank you so much for that. Check out the horse racing folks, guys, the group there. They'll take you through the Preakness Stakes. Connor and I will be back tomorrow, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, with another edition of the MLB Closing Time Show. For Connor, Mac, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll talk to you again tomorrow on Sunday right here on the MLB Closing Time Show on Pub Sports Radio.